Hey everyone, it's Nick from Nick's Crossing, and I'm up here in the railroad today, and I wanted to show you guys some of my Strasburg and Strasburg-esque rolling stock. And this Friday, I'm actually going to Strasburg, and it's been a family tradition for 20 plus years to go there the day after Thanksgiving, or people call it Black Friday. So yeah, I just want to do like a small run day here and show you how they operate from Strasburg to Paradise, Pennsylvania, so to say. But yeah, unfortunately, I do not have the Strasburg number 90 set, but Lionel actually sells the number 90 as an 080, which is the same engine sitting in front of you. It just has the Pensy Flyer logo, and this is a 561. But it's really just a representation, so to say. I'm also running it with my Madison cars here. So yeah, on Friday I plan to get tons of railroad footage and just maybe do a couple walkthroughs of the station if we're allowed to. I did read online it says reservation only, so I'm not sure if they're allowing people to walk freely like they usually do. Like you can go there just to watch the trains pull in and out, which is really cool. And a lot of people will pull off the side, especially near where the Caboose Motel is and all that stuff. People will pull off the side and film trains going back and forth. Usually they run number 90, 475, and I forgot the Canadian engine that they have as well, but that's always running either some variation. There have been some days that 90's been out of service and they're running 475, and the Canadian engine. I honestly prefer 90. I think it has an amazing sounding whistle. It's just overall great sounding engine, great looking engine. 475 is my runner up. I just really don't like the whistle. I don't know, more of like a rumble to it. It doesn't have like that tritone or quad tone whistle sound to it. But anyways, so this is running on this track here, and this is just representing the operations that they do from Strasburg Station all the way up to Paradise. But on my track number 2, I'm actually running the Strasburg engine number 1 and a commemorative Strasburg Railroad car. I believe that's a Menards caboose behind it. So just wanted to review this engine. This is actually a K-line representation of the Strasburg engine number 1. And this is a real life engine. You can actually go to Strasburg and see this engine. Between that and engine number 2. Now engine number 1 is actually a Plymouth made engine, and I call it a putput. But the Strasburg engine number 1 looks like a narrow gauge engine, but they actually created these for just moving certain cars back and forth, more of like a utility engine. And I love this little model. All these lanterns here light up, and this bell actually goes back and forth when the train's moving around. It's not motorized, it just floats. You do have a forward and a reverse light, which is kind of cool. They did leave this brake line here hanging down. Then you also have this grab iron here. I guess it's supposed to be like your pin release for the coupler. You do have die-cast couplers, and it is a die-cast model, so it does have some weight. It also has a fan-driven smoke unit, which is really nice. So up top today, I'm actually running my Amtrak Alco engine. It's like a 90s or early 2000s model. It has a small horn. I think it has a bell as well. There is a crew figure in there somewhere. You might be able to see him when it's riding around. But behind him is actually a 6511 lumber car, but I converted it to be my media car so you guys can kind of get a look of the engine going around the track, and it barely fits through the bridge with the giant GoPro case. And it's actually a Vivitar camera I got from Walmart that I plan to put it to the test, run it off things or maybe simulate a crash or something like that. I didn't want it like a super expensive camera to possibly destroy. This camera's been underwater before. It works just fine. The picture may not be the best, but it's just a throwaway type camera. And you can pick these up for around $40 or so. But hopefully it gives us some cool footage. And I'll move that around the car and around the engine so you can see all different perspectives throughout the run day. But first, we're going to get to running these Strasburg-esque engines. So I put this Amtrak engine up top just to kind of tip my hat to the Amtrak system that runs next to the Strasburg Railroad. So originally the Strasburg Railroad was a short line. Well, it still is a short line today, but the Amtrak location would have been the Pennsylvania Railroad main line that would take you all across the country. So sometimes if you're there during the week, you might see an Acela fly by as you're going like 20 miles an hour on an old steam